What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Rufus. We are back at it again with another installment of the Rufus Rundown podcast. Gonna be a brief one today, and it's been a while since I've been on the airwaves, at least on the Rundown airwaves. You probably heard me on ESPN Plus and Flow Sports, calling a number of sports at the College of the Holy Cross, and been doing some work around in the field and on it, and been sick lately as well too. I don't know if anybody can still hear it in my voice. It's in PA yesterday as well too, so I guess it kind of benefited me there. Give me a little more boom to my booming announcer voice. But yeah, it's been quite a while, and I guess I got caught up in work, and then I got really sick. So I had a couple of job interviews, different things going on, and kind of got lost in the sauce in a sense there. But we are back, and I had to get on the airwaves to talk about the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the 49ers. I haven't been able to react since the championship game, so while the NFL took some time off and took the bye going into the Super Bowl, I did as well. And I apologize for that. I was unable to react, but I was quite right in a lot of my predictions. Although the Lions did manage to gag away that game in an impressive fashion. But all the respect in the world to Dan Campbell. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, and a lot of what he did as a coach got them to the position that they were in. He tried to stick with it, and it did not play out in his favor. Unfortunate, but the city of Detroit has to be grateful for what Dan Campbell and the Lions were able to do this year, and they will be back. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes, very, very inevitable. I think in terms of his big game performance here, I haven't seen, I mean, we've seen it before with Tom Brady, but I just haven't seen anybody as magical as Mahomes. His escapability. Brady did it in ways as a leader. He was intense and emotional and commanding in that way. And I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes isn't, but I am saying his obviously his escapability, and he just makes everybody miss. He makes people miss like a prime Barry Sanders. He makes people miss like a shifty running back, and he's in the pocket. He's a quarterback. He doesn't have blazing speed. He just picks the right times. He just knows how to make people miss, how to kind of swim and dip and dodge in the pocket. And every play is alive until you have him on absolutely just corralled 4 or 5 guys on top of him. You cannot, till the whistle is blown, play is alive for Patrick Mahomes. And I mean, I know that is obvious, but in the sense of it is very hard to bring Patrick Mahomes down, not as a bruiser, just in terms of mobility. And there's no mistake is how they've made it to the Super Bowl. It's kind of in a, dynastic way that the Patriots were, where they would have limited weapons, right? And people would just not expect to have him there. Didn't want them there at this point. Again, I think a big thing we're looking at here is the fatigue of the Chiefs being there, and everybody just wants them to lose, and they hate the Chiefs for being good. You should probably hate your own organization for not being as good as the Chiefs. Maybe you should put a little more pressure on your own team than hating somebody else, but just how it's going to be, it would appear. So, yeah, I think people are tired of the Chiefs being there, and I think this is obviously dynastic, and a great coach, a great play caller, great quarterback. You have some weapons. The defense has come together. It's a fantastic defense this year from the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think it would be the lowest scoring points per game allowed by a Super Bowl winner ever. So I think that speaks to the defense and what they put together there, Steve Spagnuolo, and how he's put together that defense impressively. His play callers, the way he's able to simulate pressure, send pressure, I think second to none, and he's just getting better and better. And as Andy Reid is a play caller, you have two probably the best play callers right now in the NFL, and you have the best quarterback maybe the NFL has ever seen, I think has ever seen. From a pure talent perspective, yeah, Patrick Mahomes is already there. I think you're watching the greatest to ever do it. But we'll have that conversation when we get to 7 Super Bowls, and he most likely will, as long as he doesn't get hurt, physically get hurt. And even Brady busted up his ACL at a point. It wasn't his fault. It's how it happened. And the rules came around as they low off the quarterback. I think we're watching the greatest ever. But yeah, you have great play callers, and this isn't even talking about what the 49ers have done to get there too, because it's impressive what they've been able to do. And we'll get to the Brock Purdy underdog story, and then we'll get into some picks as well. But I think people are just tired of the Chiefs being there, and they've done it in a way that the Patriots did it with Tom Brady would lack weapons. They'd have a defense, you just have the guy in there. They had a lot of drop passes at points this year. There were a lot of question marks. People are tired. People are rooting for them to fail. I think more so than actually being accurate to say that they should fail. And yeah, you might have Nick Wright out there pumping them up, but everybody else doesn't want this Chiefs team to win. And I just don't see why. We should be able to appreciate greatness. We should be able to appreciate this Chiefs team. Why can't we? Why do people have to try and tear down the ultimate? I mean, I understand we like the underdog story, but it's been so strange for me. It's not that we're rooting for the underdog. It's just that we're hating the Chiefs. Like, every time someone brings up Brock Purdy, they're giving him no credit as Mr. Irrelevant. They're giving him no credit as the underdog. But then when it comes to the Chiefs, they hate the Chiefs and want them to lose. And I don't think both, and a lot of times both things can be true at the same time. In this situation, it cannot. I don't think you can actively root against Patrick Mahomes and then tell me that Brock Purdy, or you think that the 49ers are going to win and that the Chiefs are overrated or whatever, and then that Brock Purdy's just not good, he's not talented, he's not special, and that he's only living off of what he has around him. I just can't see that. But I think we have two very talented quarterbacks. I just think that, and we've seen, Mahomes has gone through Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, the MVP of the NFL this past season. I'll react more to the NFL awards and a number of stories coming up on the Monday installment. But yeah, it's two talented quarterbacks. But I just think that you run into the meat grinder, the top dog, and that's Patrick Mahomes. And I don't think it takes away from what Brock Purdy is, or what he even is going to be, and what the 49ers are. But that's how it's been this whole playoffs. He's gone through Lamar. He's gone through Josh Allen. Two very talented guys. Many would say more talented than Brock Purdy, and they probably are. So what is he going to be able to do with the weapons he has that can compete with Pat? And I think it's, obviously having the better play caller in Shanahan as well, too. One of the best offensive play callers in the league. I think we probably have two of the best offensive play callers maybe the league has ever seen in Reed and Shanahan going at it. Getting rematched from 4 years ago, and there was a lot of similarities between the two and how they face off. I think it's just the fact that the Chiefs have better defense now. But they went with Jimmy, they've gone with Brock, and I think Brock Purdy is, again, he makes some incredible throws, and this was something that Tom Brady would kind of do early in his career, where I think he would struggle for the majority of the games, and then, maybe not all the time, but he would struggle for portions of games. But then when the lights got bright, and at the end of the game, like, Tom Brady was ready to go, and Brock Purdy did that. He did it against the Packers, showed up the right times against the Lions, and he's getting there. He's continuing to get better, and I think elevate in these moments, and he's been outplayed by some guys, I think, in these playoffs, but when the moments have mattered the most, and he's kept his team in close enough position, he's taking them to the promised land. Now, is that enough to take on a Patrick Mahomes? I think a lot more has to go right for the 49ers than it does for the Chiefs, in my opinion. I think a lot more has to go right for the 49ers to win this game than for the Chiefs to win it. But I still give all the credit in the world to Brock Purdy just as much as the rest of his team. I think the 49ers, and it's crazy to say that, right? Because the 49ers supremely have more talent. But I think when you look at just what Mahomes is able to do and what he does in these big games. I don't think he's thrown an interception in the playoffs the past 2 years, 3 years. Probably the last 2 years. He's clean. Crispy clean. And he's taking charge. And to say that a 49ers team with more talent is going to have to do more to win it. And I truthfully believe that. Just strictly based off of the play of this guy right here. But let's continue on the track of the San Francisco 49ers and Brock Purdy. This guy, last pick in his draft, still makes the roster. Sometimes those guys don't make rosters. Works his way up here. The ultimate underdog story. And this is another story that's been torn down. That's what gets me, is that now everybody's on the Purdy train a couple weeks ago. They were saying it's only because of his teammates. But now it's all Brock Purdy's able to beat Patrick Mahomes, and he's going to be the savior. You have one more chance, and no Swift at the Super Bowl, and we don't want to see Taylor Swift on our TV screens. Just a lot of crying. People can't appreciate. I got sick of it too off the bat, and I might not have been as for it, and I'm still not. But to see the branding and the enhancement of the NFL brand, media, and the money that they can make in marketing, you'd be crazy not to do it if you're the NFL. And I think that's the perspective you need to have. Like, we don't want to see it. Listen, what they're able to make from it and how it has no impact on the game itself, and the marketing around it and the enhancement of their brand, like that surrounds it, there's just absolutely no way that they can't show or they can't address it. I think you have to understand the business model that we are in, and that it is just simply not possible to ignore it and just not let it be a thing. I think they've toned it down. I think they've done it the right way, especially when Kelsey scores. Like, it's just a part of, as someone who directs live events, I'd be doing the same thing. And it's probably been ordered down to do it. But you know you're going to get something. You know you're going to get reaction. You know you're going to get flavor as a director and a producer. And I'm sure in terms of, a marketing and branding perspective, they've been told that. And that's just how it goes. And veteran producers know it. And they're going to work to it. Like I said, just in terms of what they've been able to do with the branding from Kristen Juszczyk as well, with the jacket for the 49ers. I mean, it is sports and entertainment at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it is sports and entertainment. That is the industry. So it's not just sports. You're watching entertainment too. And if you can't take it for a couple seconds, you get some bigger issues and bigger fish to fry. And a longer look in the mirror. It's deeper than that, man. It's way deeper than just you being, I don't want to see Taylor Swift. It's not. I think it gets a little deeper than that. I think you're missing the point and the understanding of the sports and entertainment industry. If you don't like it, you've been watching it. If it was anybody else, if it was a other fan or a former player, like, you wouldn't complain as much. Being specific because you just want to be different and you just don't feel important enough, so you have to complain about it. That's the deal there. Because you can't ignore it from a marketing perspective, from a business perspective. The NFL can't. If you haven't noticed how they've toned it down, and you can't appreciate the NFL having a business model that they have to attack and their growth that they have grown, then because the game hasn't grown, last couple of years have been tough to watch. Because NFL has been sloppy NFL. It's one of the ways they've been able to market it. Anyways, back to the 49ers and how we don't appreciate this story enough. All anybody wants to do is tear this kid down. And maybe not this week as much as it has in the past before. And it's hard for me to pick against them when I say that Patrick Mahomes is just going to win this game and find a way. But this is another guy that does it too. It very well will come down to, I think, whoever has the ball in their hands late in the game. If it's a one-score game and you get either of these guys with a 2-minute drill, they are going to find a way. So if Kansas City's up 24-21 and Purdy gets the ball in his hands with 2 minutes to go, San Fran's taking it. And vice versa, Pat Mahomes. Both of these guys have the intangibles. They have that killer instinct that we talk so much about, the it factor. Both of these guys have it. I think Mahomes is more experienced, more talented, and that's ultimately going to be the difference. And they're going to win by a score, get a couple first downs, and kneel it out at the end. But mark my words, if Brock Purdy has a game-winning drive opportunity, he's going to come away with it. If it comes down to the last drive, it's whoever has the ball in their hands will not be turning it over. It will be game, set, match. And he's not. And people don't appreciate how dynamic he is. Some of the throws, the tight throws that this kid has made to take on the responsibility. I think he's been very well spoken. Cam Newton coming out and saying that he's the 10th player in that offense. It's ridiculous what that position demands. And I don't care how talented the people are that he's working with and how talented of a play caller he has. Those are tools at his disposal, but he still has to make the decision. He still has to make the throws. Has he missed some of them? Yes. Is he still a 7th-round pick? Absolutely. Is he still young? Absolutely. But you look at how many games, like the record he has put together in his time as a starter. It's just no coincidence. I mean, once again, it's just haters at this point. Nobody wants to give anybody credit anymore. Again, they don't feel important and loved enough. And they have to tear other people down. This is an America rant in the generation that I live in. But again, this is Rocky. This is an underdog story. We have to appreciate it more. We don't. We do now because it's the difference is that we don't want them to win again. The Chiefs. Oh no, we can't have another dynasty. Everybody needs a trophy. We want participation in different change. We want it to always be different. We can't have people dominating. We can't appreciate success from a franchise perspective where many people work together and work very hard to do what is more improbable, and that is repeat. And as they continue to do it in a league that is ever so changing with 60% different playoff teams every year. No, we can't have someone doing it multiple years in a row because we can't appreciate that. Oh, the 7th round pick, he got lucky. He's not that good. He told me the weapons are on him. All you have to do is tear down everything. Whatever happened to appreciating greatness? It was always the same thing with the Messi Ronaldo. And I'm not comparing that because those are the true GOATs, but I guess it might come down to the Mahomes-Brady conversation where it was, I'm going to get to live in a lifetime where I watch both. And we have to tear one down to lift the other. We don't have to. You can appreciate both. And I think you can appreciate both storylines here. You should. Because if it was your organization, you wouldn't care. They hate us because they hate it. And the Patriots fans did it for years. And they're one of the biggest haters of this Chiefs dynasty. Because I think they can see the writing on the wall and what they're coming for. And it's Reed, Belichick, Mahomes, Brady, Chiefs, Patriots. It's on its way. It's coming. It's going to happen. And we're going to have those conversations. You don't want to have them. I get it. And I was one of the ones saying we're never going to see something like it again. But we are. They hate us because they ain't us. Now, you have the spoiled rotten brats. All they can do is complain with how everything's gone. But they're going to hate on the Chiefs with every last ounce of energy that they have. Because they don't want to have those conversations about what their dynasty is going to compare to the Patriots. And how impressive it's going to be when Patrick Mahomes is able to get close to there. They're not going to want to talk about it. So that's why they're doing everything they can to hate it. They're going to rely on Purdy to do it. And I think you shouldn't just rely on Purdy to do it for that reason. I think you should appreciate his storyline as it is in its own as Mr. Relevant making it there. But let's talk about Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel. Brandon Ayuk has been really good, and he's come into his own. I don't think enough people talk about how good Brandon Ayuk has become and how Brock Purdy's relationship with him and ability to throw to him has been really good as well. I mean, Ayuk was kind of a bust at the time, but he's slowly built himself into a really good role here with the 49ers. George Kittle, his blocking ability. Trent Williams. The defense with Fred Warner. Other members of the secondary. And they lost Haifunga at a point, too. So they're still down some guys. But and how many assistant coaches have the 49ers replaced and put into good positions like DeMeco Ryans, like the Mike McDaniel, like the Robert Salas, who might not have had as much success with the Jets. But they continue to create coaches. Clint Kubiak going to be an OC now for my New Orleans Saints. I think that's another thing we have to talk about with the 49ers here too. As well, they haven't, and again, this is the pressure to win championships and underachievement. And what people see as underachievement. Look at the last couple of years of the 49ers' success because they haven't won a Super Bowl. People will take away from them. But the amount of coaches of color they put in good positions, coaches overall they put in good positions to succeed at the next level, and how they've replaced them and still been able to compete at this level. Working around salary caps, working with a 7th round pick at quarterback, Mr. Relevant, last drafted. You have to appreciate that organizational success as well, as much as you do the Chiefs for actually winning them. It's more impressive because the Chiefs are winning them. But you can't go around calling them choking because it's still impressive. Yes, will it still hang with Shanahan for his legacy? Absolutely. But I think when you look at the tree and the coaching tree that they've been able to make and the success people have had beyond as of late, because Andy Reid's coaching tree can't say the same. We haven't faced it off against the Harbaughs and such, but Shanahan's a really good coaching tree. And they found success. Now they found Super Bowls? No. But it's still another factor that I think people don't appreciate enough. So it's truthfully, I think, a really good matchup. I thought it was going to be Lions-Chiefs, both underdogs winning it. And God, the Lions tried as much as they could. It would have been so good. It just would have been so good. It really would have been. Would have been so good for me. I think it was plus 1,000 both dogs on the money line. Unfortunate. unfortunate events transpired. But we're going to get into some betting picks on the rundown. Super Bowl props and whatnot. Without further ado, let's get right into it. We have the Chiefs and 49ers squaring off. So the odds according to ESPN bet 1.5 point favorites, the San Francisco 49ers. I like the Chiefs to cover that spread. I like the under with the Chiefs defense. And even on the money line, I like the Chiefs. It's straight up even. Chiefs are winning this one. I'm taking it. I like it a lot personally. The Chiefs in this one, they have some odds boosts and whatnots here. Game specials, Super Bowl game specials. We'll run down. We'll just keep running through it. Position of the Super Bowl MVP winner quarterback. Yes, it will be Patrick Mahomes. The MVP, Patrick Mahomes, plus 140. He's a favorite. Yep, taking him. It's going to be his day once again. Any player to record 100 plus receiving yards, minus 225. Travis Kelce will. Yes. Each starting quarterback to record 225 plus passing yards. I would take that. There's one for 275. I wouldn't take 225 because I have an appreciation for Christian McCaffrey and what he's able to do with the offense. So I'm not going to take that one. But the 225 I would. Any player to record 125 plus receiving yards. I'm going to go no. I wouldn't take that one. Each quarterback to record 250 plus. No. I'm sticking with 225. Any player to record 150 plus. No. I already said no to 125. Each team to have a player record 100 plus receiving yards. No. Nope. I don't see the 49ers have too many weapons to actually get one. You got to get 100 plus. Each team to have a player record 100 plus rushing yards. No, I don't think Pacheco is going to go off for 100 plus. Don't know that. Any defensive player to record 2 plus interceptions. That is a wild one. That is an absolute wild one. And no. I think both these quarterbacks will have a good day. So we're going to go through more of the lines. Let's see here. Any offensive lineman to score a touchdown is plus 6,000. Now, if the Lions had made it, I wonder what those odds would be. Not taking it. Any quarterback to record a reception. Any quarterback to record a receiving touchdown. Man, the Philly special really had a good effect on some of these props. Any player to score multiple touchdowns, 2 plus touchdowns, is at minus 180. That doesn't include Patrick Mahomes. I think maybe if it was on the ground and throwing, I'm not sure. Any player to record a 50-plus yard reception, I can see Debo doing that. So I'm going to go yes. I'm going to go yes in the 50-plus. Most passing yards, most receiving yards in terms of a combo. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, plus 325. I'm taking it. Brock Purdy and Brandon Ayuk at plus 550 is not a bad bet either. Patrick Mahomes' exact passing touchdowns, 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to go 3. And he's run one in the ground for 4 total. Brock Purdy, exact passing touchdowns, 0, 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to go 2 for Brock Purdy. Which quarter they're going in, I think we're getting too deep into this one now. Any interception to be returned for a touchdown. Will there be a pick 6 in this one? No. Number of players to throw a pass at over 2.5. I would take it. Put a lot of money on that one too. I would definitely take that one. They might with both these teams and both these play callers, I'm sure a double pass will be involved in there. Number of plays to score a rushing touchdown over 1.5. I would take that as well. McCaffrey and Pacheco will. I would say probably more likely Patrick Mahomes will run one in, but McCaffrey will have one himself. First, Chiefs player to record a sack. Karlaftis favored at 360. Chris Jones at plus 400. I'd like Jones to cause the pressure, but Karlaftis to get it, so plus 360. First 49ers player to record a sack. Nick Bosa. Just give it to Nick Bosa. And those are the favorites, I know, and it's easy. I just don't like Chase Young that much, realistically. I really don't. Not in this situation. Not overall. I just don't think he's been as good at this point in his career. I think we have other game specials as well, too. 1+ touchdown scored in each quarter. No. I mean, there's so many. It's incredible. Over 20.5 first downs for the Kansas City Chiefs and over 20.5 first downs for the San Francisco 49ers. Look, I think these are both really good offenses that can be efficient. The Chiefs defense, I don't think will allow the 49ers to get that many first downs, though, and that will be the difference in the game. Team with the most third down conversions. Chiefs or 49ers. I'm taking the Chiefs just because Patrick Mahomes alone. Patrick Mahomes' ability, his escapability to get more third down conversions. We're just ripping props here. Just absolutely ripping props off here. Total third downs to have the longest drive in yards. Which team will have the longest drive? Kansas City Chiefs. They will be able to go on a monster drive at some point in this one. And again, I just can't. I can't get away from the appreciation I have for Patrick Mahomes in these big moments. I cannot. I think that should just about cover everything. Field goal or extra point to hit an upright or crossbar. I mean, they have so many props in this one. You have futures, Super Bowl winner, and they have Super Bowl winner in 2025. In terms of 2025, the 49ers are actually favored to win it again. Well, not to win it again, but to win it next year. Although I look the Lions in there. The Texans at plus 2,200 are a spicy one as well, too, with everything going on with C.J. Stroud and how good he's been and how good they drafted. What about the coin flip? I think it was plus 100 for tails. Tails never fails. We're taking tails. Color of the Gatorade. This is what we got. This is what I gotta find now. The fun prop bets, right? The over under and the national anthem. We'll take a look at it. So heads or tails? I'm taking tails most definitely for sure. Coin toss winner. I'm gonna go with the 49ers, who will defer. Color of the Gatorade bath. I forget what it was. What was it last year? No Gatorade bath. Ugh. I'm going to go purple's favored. I'm going to go orange, plus 500. I'm going to go orange. First team to call a timeout. I will go with the San Francisco 49ers. Younger, more inexperienced quarterback in Brock Purdy. First team to attempt a coach's challenge. Going to go with the Chiefs. Will the final score be a scoregami? Negative. We will have seen the score before. Opening kickoff result, minus 360 for a touchback. I mean, we're not returning kicks right now. So, touchback. Imagine the opening kickoff return for a touchdown at plus 5,000. Devin Hester just went to the Hall. But there is no Devin Hester in the game. So, no. Will the first play from scrimmage result in a first down? I'm going to go with no. Minus 500 is no. Total yards gained in the first play, under 3.5, over 3.5. I'm going to go over 3.5. Who will have more receiving yards, Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk? I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel, although I do like that Purdy Ayuk the connection. I'm going to go Deebo on that one. Will there be a fumble lost in the first half? There will be a fumble, but there will not be a fumble lost in the first half. Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown, absolutely yes. Yep. Nick Bosa to record 2 or more sacks, no. He'll probably get one. I do not like him to get more than that, though. I think Mahomes is so escapable. Travis Kelce to have 11 or more receptions. 11's a lot, but he did have 10 last week. I'm going to go with the under. He's going to have a touchdown, though. He's going to have over 100 yards. First interception of the game, Mike Edwards, Tashawn Gibson, L'Jarius Sneed, Travarius Ward, Jair Brown, or Lenore. I mean, tough one. Will Mahomes throw one? No. I'll go with Sneed. We'll go with the Chiefs guy. Purdy will throw one. Mahomes throw an interception. I'm saying no. Will Purdy throw an interception? I'm saying yes. Will there be a touchdown from the 1 yard line? Yeah, McCaffrey will punch one in from the one, minus 170 for that. Will McCaffrey have a run longer than 18 or more yards? Now, Chiefs defense has been good. I'm going to go no. And that's pretty much the last one. So the Gatorade bath. I want to see what it was the last time. So, Gatorade bath. The Chiefs have won a Super Bowl twice in the last 4 years and did not dump Blue Gatorade on head coach Andy Reid either time. 3 have been Blue Gatorade in the last 5, but the Chiefs have not. So we'll see. We'll see if the 49ers have it in there. I think blue. So blue is actually something you don't want to take. Tails never fails with the coin toss. Yeah, no, I'm going orange. I'm going orange for the Gatorade. It was orange in 2020. I knew it. I knew it when the last time they played. And everybody told me I was crazy at plus 500. I'm going orange. 30 tails, 27 heads for the Super Bowl all time. So I'm sticking tails. Tails never fails, even though it's allegedly 50-50. Yeah, that's about it. That's what we got here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Chiefs to win it. Just rattling off betting picks there with some... I don't know if the music faded out at some point. It probably did. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hope everybody enjoys the Super Bowl today. Enjoy your food. Please drive safely. Enjoy the day. It is your boy Rufus.